Okay. Recording start in three, two, one, go. All right. So I'm doing this with this new sort of recording thing. So if anything seems out of place or my audio seems a bit rough or such, sorry, but that's just how this thing's gonna go. I'm using BOS, so thank you to my classmates for actually helping me with that. So, what is happening? What is happening? Hopefully, you all had a good weekend. I'm recording this on Monday, so do hope that you guys do get it hopefully sometime this week. But yes. So, what are we talking about today? This is one of the articles in my paper right here. It's mainly here. So, association between loot box use, problematic gambling and gambling related cognitions. So, let's go ahead and see what I want to go and talk about you guys today. So, as you can see by the abstraction or kind of a short description of this whole entire thing, so gaming and loot box related variables include estimated time spending gaming and monthly expenditure, the internet gaming disorder. So, those who don't know what the internet gaming disorder was, um, how can I say it? It was verified by the health community. I think that's how you go ahead and say it. But as you can see, this electronic game addiction causes personality problems such as yearning for stimulation, emotionality, anxiety, and concealment, and mental health problems. So, what a gaming addiction or a game addiction is, practically you're just very addicted to playing video games, or practically that video games become your only source of stimulation. That the only way to go ahead and operate is just by playing video games. So there are some other things here and there that do go ahead and actually transfer over. I see, video game addiction and such. But yeah, as is right here, since the early 1990s, the growing phenomenon of internet gaming addiction has received increased attention from researchers. But enough of that. We can go back to said article. Now, I would like to first say this that, as you see, brought to you by University of Hawaii at Manoa Library. Unfortunately, you can't really access this sort of article unless you are in the UH. So please do go ahead and I unfortunately I don't know any free sort of routes to go and get this, but this does come from a book called Addictive Behaviors. Uh, and you can look up these people right here if you want to go take screenshots, something like that. You can go and research those. So, what I want to go and show you guys, I want to show you guys two things today. One is gonna be that video that's like over there, and this was just was gonna be talked about in there. But its conclusion. Now, this whole thing right here is an interesting thing, So, let's see, where was it? Yeah, so as you can see, nonetheless, the ability to sell items contributes a narrow view of gambling with loot boxes, and the risk that may be associated with the player's bound items should not be discounted. King and I can't say his name make no discrimination when labeling loot boxes as predatory. Beyond restrictions related to item sale or trade, additional regulations could impose limitations on the rarity of items and or publish these possibilities. A policy ready enacted in China, which is this one right here, and this is a report of what the about the supposed English translations of the said law. But two most prominent that I would say is this right here. So the information on drawn probability should be true and effective. Now that is very much key. Very much key. Okay? The reasoning being for this is mainly due to the fact that whenever you go ahead and look into the probability of loot boxes and such, those things can be easily manipulated. Very, very easily manipulated. Because all they need to do is show you that, oh, you can possibly get this, but never really get it. Now, what is a good example of that? If I spend this much, I should have a possibility of getting it. No, that is never the case. As we will discuss in this video, from Angry Joe. Please do subscribe to him. He's a great, great person to listen to, just like listening. But if you see this is how much one person had to spend to get all the items in a loot box. Now, what loot box am I talking about? If I can go and get to there, here we are. This loot box here goes ahead and one shows about, let's see, that's 4, 8, 10 items. 10 items they give certain probability to go and get. Now you see this person right here. So I received 8 out of the 10 items. But Angry Joe shall go ahead and go into a bit more depth. But these were the YouTubers that went ahead and they did this. That he pulled, that who were the only people, or as far as I remembered, from there, that were the only people that went ahead and really went in depth into this. Now, went and put a little scale here. These are the people. But if I scroll a little bit more, you see that? Only about 3 out of the 5 people got all of them. Problem was, the other 2 went ahead and quit because of the amount of money that they had to spend. Now, what am I saying? Why did I go ahead and mention you about this? Where is it? Where did you go? Ah, damn. Went ahead and dismissed it. But these are things. See, it stopped because when it got really too much. Now, what am I saying? What am I saying is that it's right here. So you can see from 40 to 6,500 coins. Now these coins aren't in game. These are premium in game. That means that you pay money to go ahead and do so. And this is hundreds of dollars to get even that middle skin. Or even just get the AK that was right there. Now, the one thing that Angry did go ahead and propose this and shown from Reddit, that there could have been a scam, because the one thing is that as we go back, or a little bit there, he went ahead and talked about that you could get every one of the items that were on there, but the last 2, the ones that everybody wanted, which was the skin and the AK, you only got up to a certain, when you meet a certain amount. Now that was quite much there. As you can see this right here, this is probability that you should be able to get it. Those don't mean anything. You can't, this literally doesn't fall to what is in the game. Because they had to spend hundreds of dollars. As I said, it was about over 23,000 coins. Now go ahead and make that. That's over like $300 ish. About at least very much over $200 going to get this. Now, as you can see by this is of course him talking about the video about that. But in this screenshot, in this pause of the video, you see that they didn't get the AK. Well, that's a big problem. You wanna know why? The reason why that's a big problem is mainly due to the fact that they only got this after they reached a good over $200. Then they got that. See, this, as people would have suggested, is a complete scam because there was no reason why they would have to, spend that much. But yeah. Now, this goes back to this article because one, if this was in China, they would have to go ahead and be like, wait, 1 second, why is this like this, right? So, the other one of it is that online game publishers should publicly announce the random draw results by customers on notable places of an official website or in-game, and keep record for government inquiry. Now, if that's interesting, due to the fact if they were to go ahead and say, okay, this is how much this person spent, this is how much this person, they're going to be like, wait, there's a lot of people spending on your game. Why are they spending so much on your game? And that's the one thing. Gotta keep if they're forced to keep the records, then they have to, But yeah. So as you see, this thing is, mainly on that. So the one thing about this person, he went and said about right here. Oh, why is this one? There we go. So where did it go? Here we are. Which would give gamers from all over the world a chance to analyze such data before deciding on a purchase of a loot box or similar product. Now that, my friend, is quite much a very interesting tale. Because if they did do that, then guess what happens? A lot of people aren't going to spend much. The one thing about any sort of scam or anything like that, there's always a business practice to refer to. Now, I don't know all of anything on like the unethical business practice, but that is one of them. To actively mislead your players to go ahead and spend as much money as they can to get that and get like a good good $200 paycheck from that, you're already paying for the entire thing. You know? So